and I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel. It's where I talk about twin flame process. So this video is going to be a reading for the full moon on the 13th of June 2022, and it's in Sagittarius, which is a masculine sign. Full moons are about enlightenment, and Sagittarius is about the mind, and also about relationship, and about higher understanding, and about knowledge, and about learning. So when you add all that together, what you've got is enlightenment for the masculine twin flame in regard to communication and relationship. Particularly communication, because Sagittarius represents all forms of communication. And they're showing me like really fast communication right now. So that is things like telegrams, they're saying, well, that's a bit old-fashioned, I suppose. Electronic communications, emails, texts, that kind of thing. Let's see. They're just showing me like things flying in the air through wires. Let's see what else that we're going to get out for this, what the cards are going to say for this moon. And just before I start, if anybody wants to get a reading or do a session, all my details are in the description box below. And if you just go to the website, you can read all about it there, and then you can pay through there and send me your request. So, right, let's have a look. Sagittarius, full moon. What else do we need to know? Right, so what they're showing me as well is they're showing me the Emperor from the Tarot. So it's like the Emperor's about masculine authority, basically, and about kind of determination and force of will. It's quite an egoic representation of the masculine. So this feels like dogma, they're saying. Let's get these out. What have we got? Okay, Nine of Cups, happiness. Queen of Swords, the brain of the feminine, and the World, completion. All right, so I know what that is already, because they've been telling me this all day so far. So this is happiness for the feminine, completion, but that means inside of the feminine, and that means in your own brain, basically. So what is required from the feminine is happiness. So that's your completion, right? So effectively, with twin flame process, the completion occurs through the feminine first, and then it's going to occur, because it occurs through manifestation, right? So it starts in the brain, basically. So you've got to have happiness in your brain for the journey to complete. So if you're not happy in your brain, then it can't complete, basically. So that's how it's like you are connected to the one that is of the masculine, because they can't complete until you're complete. So that's all that's required, right? Happiness in your thinking, basically. So don't look at the negatives, all right? Only look at positives. Only think about positive things. Only think about, choose to be happy. So choose to not worry about things, not stress about things, not focus on anything that would make you stressed or make you feel unhappy, and to just think about fun things, happy things, good times. That's like having a good time right now, obviously, because you've got to focus on the moment that you're in. So you don't really want to be thinking about the past or the future or anything like that, apart from what can you do right now to make yourself happy. That's the completion. So that's what your focus is over the moon. Right, let's get some. And that does take quite a lot of determination when you're going through this process sometimes, because what we've got also coming through, right, is the doubt and the fear that's coming from the masculine. So that is all around you. So that is about how they're doubting or fearing coming through and connecting with you in the physical, which is always the case. So whenever the feminine experience periods of feeling down, feeling lost, feeling hopeless, feeling negative, feeling unhappy, that is why, all right? So it's the masculine energy coming through. It's basically egoic energy, which is also what the Emperor is, which is when you do feel negative, because the ego is negative. It's the mind, it's the fear and the worry. So when you get it coming through, which you will do at this moon, because this is Sagittarius, it's masculine, and it's about communication, and it's about ego. So you're going to have your masculine counterpart thinking, why, like, should I be making contact? How do I make contact? Is it time to make contact? Maybe they're thinking, I want to make contact. Maybe they're thinking, but I can't make contact. I don't know how to make contact. It could be all this stuff, right? So you're going to feel all that doubt and fear and confusion coming through you. So you need to replace that in your brain with happiness. So don't get pulled into it and don't go along with it, right? So if you notice yourself getting grumpy, feeling miserable, feeling hard done by, feeling like nothing of it's ever turning out all right, you just got to turn it off, right? And start to think about what can I do right now to make myself feel better, and then go and do it. That's what they're saying, right? Just get those out the way. Ten of Swords, ending in the mind. So it's an ending of thinking, basically. Let's go here. What's the next one? Completion, Ten of Pentacles. That's completion in the physical. So that's how it completes in the physical. First of all, it's a Ten of Swords, which is the ending in the mind, before it can be Ten of Pentacles, which is completing in the physical. Oh, Ten of Cups, which is emotions and happiness. So Ten of Cups is completion emotionally. So we've got 3 tens coming out all at once, right at the beginning. So it's all about completion, obviously. 111, and it's all about, which is a trinity, 3 wands, which is twin flames, fleur-de-lis, etc. And it's in every single, well, we haven't got the vibrational aspect. We've got the mind, we've got the physical, and we've got the emotional. This Ten of Cups, right, is very much about you just taking part in life and doing what makes you feel good. So that could be, I mean, you know, I got up this morning and I started to clean the house at like 7 a.m. because it made me feel good. Not particularly because my house needed cleaning, not particularly because of anything, you know, just was like, this feels good. So it's like, was guided by my vibrational self to get on and do something. And I think it's a lot to do with the moving around as well, and like the kind of like, you know, having some music on and moving around and being on the go, which is also just kind of stirs up gets your vibration in the right place. So all this is connected, right? And of course, when you're moving around and you're getting stuff done, there's no time to think about anything. And like I say, it's like they already told me this earlier today, which is don't be like focusing on that like hard done by aspect of life, like why is it always like this or always like that, and just get on with like focusing on the really positive things that you can focus on, and forget about all that. So that's basically what we've got there, because you can always have questions, you know, but that sometimes the questions themselves are like the negative things. It's like, why is this and why is that? And sometimes you ain't going to get an answer anyway from vibrational self. So you might as well just get on with moving around, getting a bit more upbeat, getting on with stuff that's going to just put it out of your mind, and getting on with stuff, basically. Physical, being alive, getting on with stuff. Right, oh look, King of Pentacles, that's the masculine made manifest. Also number 4. Page of Swords, which is about messages. So that's like they said at the beginning, communication, fast forms of communication, emails. Do you know, I really feel emails rather than texts, because this, when they said it, first of all, telegrams. So the equivalent to me of a telegram, like an old-fashioned telegram, is an email rather than a text. But then maybe, you know, you got a different idea about that. But that's what they said originally at the beginning, telegram. So telecommunication, I suppose, is that right? Could it be the telephone? Maybe. It could be, I suppose. Let's go here. The Six of Cups, which is reunion. So that is the physical reunion. This is coming from a childlike space. So it comes from your inner child. It comes from being connected to your inner child. So again, it's like this. Here we've got 4, King of Pentacles made manifest. So 4s are about manifest. He's physical there. That's about manifest. 4s are about mastery. Well, mastery is the ability to manifest through your vibration. That's what mastery is, right? So the mastery and twin flame process is that when you have mastered your vibration, your twin flame will materialize. Whether you know them or you don't know them, whether you think you know them or you think you don't know them, or whatever, whoever it is, and maybe more than one, will manifest. And so that's what that is there, right? 6 of Cups here through inner child energy. So you could say, well, we do say, your inner child inside of you is the twin, right? So it means your ability to connect to your inner child is bringing your twin forward into the physical also. Because actually, inner child energy is the energy of manifestation. Because it's the energy of having fun, being lighthearted, feeling positive, wanting to have a good time, being really insistent on having a good time. You know, children they will fight everything to have a good time. They will fight everything that's putting them, trying to take them away from having a good time. You know, just think about children when they have tantrums. It's because they're being told to stop doing something normally that they're having fun doing, you know. To them it's fun. Probably to the parent it's a pain in the arse. But but they're so determined to have fun that they fight against all odds, right? So it's almost like where they're saying this, you know, you take your inner child here and you have determination to have fun. It's like that's a force, that's a strength right inside you. It's a strength over what your mind might be trying to make you feel. The mind has the worry, it has the fear, it has the doubt, it has the negatives, it has the questions. It has the certain questions, you know, there's things that always come up. Why is it taking so long? Why am I still going through this? Why am I still battling against the negativity itself? Why am I still feeling this? Why has it not materialized? Why am I still feeling this twin coming through me and dragging me down into the pit of like whatever it is, the fear, the anger, the unhappiness of being alive, right? So the spiraling down through the masculine energy into that, what is unhappiness to be alive. So you have to pull it back up through your inner child into the happiness of being alive. So that literally means throwing off the shackles of the ego, right? So the ego are the chains that hold you down in misery in the mind, right? Throwing them off is breaking free of that, is I'm just going to do something that feels better instead of this. Doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is that makes you feel better, and everybody likes something to, you know, could be having an ice cream. That might be what you really like. Chasing the ice cream van down the road, I don't know. Could be anything, right? So whatever your little inner child wants to do, basically, that's what it's about. Because your inner child is your twin, right? So if you enjoy being your inner child, if you bring that forth, right, then you're bringing your twin forth. They're saying it. Manifestation, masculine, inner child, and communication. And that's a completion there. Let's go. I mean, Sagittarius is quite a serious. Well, they've got a really good sense of humour, actually, Sagittarius, but it's masculine and it's got associations to kind of like the patriarchy and the Hierophant in the tarot and higher learning and knowledge and all that. It's quite serious, like wisdom, you know. So yeah, so I guess, and it does represent a 4 because again it's a masculine. So you want to be like almost working in the opposite direction of that Sagittarius if you're the feminine and you're working from that end of the connection. You're looking at completing it, right? So you're looking at pulling that forth, bringing that forth into manifestation. That 4, bringing it forth. Ace of Pentacles, brand new beginning in the physical. So that's coming from completion emotionally. Then we've got here resistance, 7 of Wands. So this is resistance in the vibration. And then we've got 10 of Pentacles. So what is resistance? We've already spoken about resistance. It's whatever goes on in the mind. So that's where resistance is most, I was going to say annoying, but being annoyed is actually resistance itself. But it's the kind of the stuff that goes on in the mind that is where you'll notice the resistance from the masculine. So it's wherever you might be going like, oh my God, I'm going through this again, and I'm feeling it all come through. It's just that kind of stuff, you know. Or why am I going through this? Why is my life like this? All that kind of woe is me kind of stuff. That's the resistance, right? I mean, you will also feel it in your physical body as aches and pains, but there's not much in that physical part, apart from knowing it is that. In the mind, there's a lot of work to do. So the mind is where you turn the table on it and you switch it over from being... So I'm just looking out the window at the birds landing on my laundry that's drying on the sheets that are drying. See, that's resistance. Things that manifest into the physical that aren't ideally what you want, that's resistance. So there is resistance coming through with this moon, resistance to the physical completion, basically. So that's what is inside the masculine, which is all the don't know if I can do it kind of stuff. Right, let's have a look here. What's this one? Destiny, judgment. So ending of the mind, message is a destiny. Right, but it's got to end in the mind first. So you've got to let go of all resistance. Completion physically, message, resistance. Completion emotionally, message, brand new beginning in the physical. Him or her, who the masculine is, inner child, connect to inner child. So for example, let's go back to the laundry. So rather than getting tied up in knots about a bird just landing on the clean white sheet, we just let go and we laugh, right? And we have fun, that kind of thing, right? And we laugh at it because it's not the end of the world, right? So underneath the sun, really good energy. So underlying this is really good, is positivity. So positivity, you can access no matter what. You've just got to choose to access it rather than accessing, allowing the negative to cloud it, to cloud your judgment, basically. So if you know judgment, right? Ending in the mind, judgment. If you know this journey requires everything that they've just said, which means for you to reach for the positives rather than allow yourself to dwell in the negatives, if you know that and that's the wisdom of the journey, then why do anything else? Because that's what's going to complete the journey. So it is a force of, it's a liberation. Again, the world over there, which is all about completion and liberation. It's a liberation of your own fear and worry in the mind, and accepting happiness as the outcome, as your outcome in relation to everything. 9 of Cups, which is nearly complete. 10 of Cups, which is complete. So it's literally just turning away from any negative that might come up. And you might have, like I've got, things going on that you know that you've got you have a wiser understanding of, but because the masculine energy is coming through you, that masculine energy wants you to take hold of the negative because it's what it does. So you've got to pull in the other direction and you've got to pull it towards the positive. That's basically what they're saying, which is enlightenment, right? And the sun, so it's like the really strong energy of enlightenment. Message here, which starts in the brain. So any communication starts in the brain. So you pull it. It's not about what you want them to do, right? And it's not about getting them to do anything, although that's the outcome of that. It's about what you do inside of yourself. You pull yourself into the positivity and just choose not to worry. Refuse to worry. Because if you're refusing to worry and you're completely focused on your own happiness, look what happens. Completion emotionally, through the brain, communication, and a brand new beginning in the physical. So that's how you complete the outcome. Let's have a look. Let's get one more out on all of these. It's really strong moon. I mean, I can feel it already. It started this morning. It's only Friday morning, and I don't know what time it is on Monday because I didn't look. But it's still like 3 days away. And, it's just an ability to switch. There's also this, the Sagittarius, this energy, which is really, really strongly in the brain. And also it corresponds to the crown chakra, which is the central sun in astrology. So it's really about high enlightenment. So that wisdom, really highly enlightened and really wise. So, and the wiser perspective is to be in positivity and not negativity. And that's for everything, because that's how you manifest anything, by being happy and feeling positive. So if you know that, then that's the wisdom. Then you do that no matter what, right? So it's like, yeah. Right, let's get one more out. Or on each. Right, 2 of Wands. Well, 2 of Wands is a new road forward, but also get out and move, basically. Choices as well. So it's choices around the brain. Honestly, as soon as I got up this morning, they got me moving around. And I'm still, when I do this, I'm going out again. I'm going to go for a very long walk. It's about a 2-hour walk that I know. And that's what they're saying there. Because when you move around, you can't be in your head so much, So there's that. What else? The sun. Rebirth. Empress coming out on the sun underneath. So that's just what that says, right? It's a positive outcome. Rebirth. Empress is also nature. Get out in nature. Have a walk around. Clear your head. People say clear your head. Go for a walk and clear your head. Because it clears your head. And remember, you're not clearing your head, you're clearing their head. So that's that. Oh, excuse me, I've just had my breakfast, so I'm burping a bit. Right, 10 of Swords, King of Cups. This is a 4 as well. It's the King of Cups, which is masculine moving into the heart. So opposite of the brain is the heart, obviously. You've got ego and you've got love. You've got the brain and you've got the heart, etc., etc. So the ending of the ego and the moving into the heart, and that's following the heart for the masculine, comes from your ability to stop worrying and stressing and allowing yourself to feel negative, basically. Judgment, which is also destiny. 3 of Pentacles, creating through the physical environment what you bring into the physical environment. So you're physical, you are manifest, you are made of head, physical, emotional, and vibrational. Vibrational is, it's not seen, it's what you always are. So it's kind of like not as relative as being human than the human faculties of emotion, mind, and physicality. So it's what you do with those, basically. I mean, judgment is vibrational self because it's destiny and it's source. So connecting into your vibrational self through every aspect of your human self, mind, physical, emotional, bringing in your own destiny, basically, but through the one that you're connected to, through the heart. Sky and 10 of Cups. In the vibration, 3 of Wands, which is in the vibration on the horizon, coming through the completion emotionally. So as we've always said, it's coming through your feeling good, your ability to choose feeling good. Sometimes it's just, sometimes it feels like a really long way away, this feeling good. You can wake up and you can feel like, when you've got the masculine coming through you, you can feel absolutely taken out of the game emotionally and feel all this negativity and feel it's overwhelming, and it's so overwhelming that you're like, well, I might as well just go along with it because I'm never going to feel better today. This just feels like dreadful. So I might as well just be in a bad mood and angry and annoyed all day. But actually, it doesn't take that much to flip it. All right, so it might just take a few star jumps, a little hip routine or whatever. It might just take changing your mind about what you're going to do that day, right? So it might be throwing caution to the wind and saying, oh, to hell with it. Instead of doing what I'm duty bound to do today, I'm going to do something that makes me feel better instead. And then you can immediately have a little leap in your vibration in terms of feeling good that will lead to more feeling good on top of that, and more feeling good as the day moves on. So just be aware that just because you wake up sometimes and you're feeling all like taken out of it and negative doesn't mean you have to spend the whole day like that. You can flip the switch. What's coming in the vibration, right, comes through the feeling good. So you're feeling good and finding a way to make yourself feel good. Maybe it means you go online and you buy yourself something new, you know. Maybe it means you take a day off work. Maybe it means that you, like say, you go out, you look online for holidays or something like that, and you start to look at holidays you might like to go on. Whatever it is, just they're saying, you know, that old saying, the light gets in through the cracks. So you only have to create a little crack in that negativity to let the light come in, and the light is once the light starts coming in, it can grow and grow and grow, because it's meant to be like that anyway. So you know, sometimes, especially at the end of the process, you're not going to have to work that hard in doing that. So give it a shot. Basically, try it. If you haven't tried it, try it, because it worked with me this morning. Right, Ace of Pentacles, creation, Three of Cups. So we've got creation, vibrate. What's in the vibration? Creation of that, and then we've got creation through feeling good again and celebrating and joy. So more celebrating, right? More celebrating now. Going to bring what's in the vibration, and that what's that going to bring? It's going to just bring more to celebrate. So just know that as well. Celebrating now brings more celebrating. So that's being happy now brings more happy. Is there always going to be contrast? Yes, there'll always be contrast. At the end of twin flame process, yes, there's going to be contrast, as in you could be feeling absolutely fine and some shit hits the fan, and then you go out of whack and you're like, here I am again, feeling all like miserable or angry or going through this process again. But you'll go through that until it's absolutely finished. So you can take your happiness back before it's finished, and that's what you have to do, actually, because you have to learn to do that. So the end of the process is where you've learned to take your happiness back before the process is finished, not because you've had the outcome from the process. So not because the man or the woman has materialized, but because you've learned to put the happiness first, and then they're going to materialize. So that's how it works. Where are we going now? Let's go on here. Ten of Pentacles, completion in the physical, healing, Star. So that's healing waters, right? And it's healing energy, and it's healing two of you because it's two in the Star. It's just what it is that's healing. So it's just bringing it about, basically. It's healing the negativity of being human. That's what it's healing, right? Physical, completion, healing of all that it is to be human, basically. This emotional faculty, this mental faculty, healing all of that. And that's heals the resistance down here, healing the resistance physically. Queen of Pentacles, through the creation of your physical self. So that's how you manage being human, basically. So how you manage being human is understanding what it is to be human, that you have the mind, the emotions, the physicality, but understanding what, what is it that brings about anything that you bring into the physical? It's your vibrational self, right? So your mind and your emotions and your physicality are the connection to your vibrational self. So that's what they are, right? They're not things in of themselves that need to be given priority as though that they are more important than your vibrational self. They are only useful tools for creating through your vibrational self, right? So that's what it is to be human, that you've got those so you can create. Not you, so that you've got them so that you can feel bad all the time, so that you can feel terrible all the time. Oh, this happened to me emotionally, so I'm going to feel terrible emotionally for the rest of my life because something bad happened to me. So that means I have to feel bad for the rest of my life, which is what, if it was just emotions, that you might go towards that and feel that that is the outcome of having emotions. They make you feel bad, so I must feel bad, right? Same with the mind. I have a mind, therefore I must think. Therefore, I must worry, I must ask questions, I must try and know what the answer is before the answer's there. I must feel terrible because I don't have the clarity before it's time for the clarity to arrive. Those are seeing the mind and emotions as things that are of their own, right? That are just of their own and have to be given that importance. But that's not what they're for. What they're for is for you to feel good and for you to let go of trying to find all the answers in the brain and just use it to creatively visualize what it is that you'd like next. And then that is going to come through vibrational self, through the feeling that you have and through the visualization that you have. So that's what being human is about, and those things are about, not what a lot of people think they are. So the healing of the resistance is the healing of all that you think that it is in being human. Twin flame process is not, it's an energetic process. It's a vibrational process. So it's none of those things that are connected to it, what it could be from an emotional or a mental standpoint, from being physical and not viewing it through a vibrational lens. Because when you don't view it through a vibrational lens, all you're going to get is resistance. You either get the resistance of the mind, and I don't know what this is all about and why I'm going through it and I don't like it. Or you get the resistance in the emotions. I don't like what I'm feeling. I don't know why I've got to feel like this. This is not good either, right? So the healing of all that resistance in the physical there, through your physical self, is what it's all about. But then the healing of that is the creation through your physical self, as we got here, in what you bring forth through the ending of all that. And then let's go on him, King of Pentacles. Strength. And this is infinity as well. And it's an 8, the strength, connection of the masculine and feminine, and the infinite connection, basically. So the work is never done in how you connect to your vibration. The work is never done in how you connect the masculine and the feminine inside yourself. The work is always, that's what it is, right? The work of manifestation is ongoing. That's not in itself complete, because being alive is an ongoing process. So it's not like you can put down tools and sit down. You just carry on and carry on and carry on. Carry on and carry on and carry on. But how do you carry on? You carry on through feeling good and allowing yourself to liberate yourself from anything that would stop you feeling good. So, for example, it could be, again, I'll just use myself as an example because it's really the only example I've got. Is that I woke up this morning and you've heard me talk about the leak that is in the water that is in the cellar. It's in underneath my house. So I woke up this morning in ego. And I woke up and I was like, straight away, I wanted to get into this issue of the water down in the cellar. And I wanted to be like, I really should get someone to look at that. It's still there and I don't know where it's coming from. You see, there's a question. I don't know where it's coming from. And I really need to get someone to look at that. I need to do something about it. But overwhelmingly, from underneath, beyond and outside of it and all around of it, comes vibrational self in this understanding of just stop bloody thinking about it. That's what you got to do. Stop focusing on it. Stop thinking about it. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, all right. Because ego is still there, right? Still with the but, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change unless I do something about it. And then vibrational self comes in again from all sides and underneath and over and around And it's like things are going to change because you feel good and you let go. And I'm like, oh yeah. So then we chose to be happy. Then we chose to be happy and we chose to let go. Simple as that, right? And we chose to laugh about it again. We got out of ego. And we're out of ego now. And that's it, right? That's the connection, strength. And there's a manifestation of the physical accompaniment to that feeling and that vibrational accuracy. Right, 6 of Cups. That's the inner child work and the connection to your twin. That is your inner child inside of you. Well, we wanted to have two. Well, get one out first. Look, Devil, which is what you draw to you. So you draw to you the conclusion of your twin flame process through the ability to connect to your inner child, and basically just take to hell with it. Throw caution to the wind, and go out to the cinema or go out for a walk or go out and buy a cake or whatever that makes you feel good. And I'll get this last one out. Let's see if it's the last one. 5 of Wands, confusion. Let's get another one on that. The Lovers, divine love. Ace of Cups, love. Is there any more coming out of that? The 5 of Wands here, right, it's about confusion in the vibration, and it's about change in the vibration. So the opposite of confusion basically is clarity. The clarity is that it's divine love process and it's all about love. But of course, as we said before, that love is about the feeling of love in the present moment. I mean, Ace of Cups is a 1. That means right now. That's singular, right? It's just love for love's sake. It's not loving. It's loving yourself. It's loving everything that is. It's loving the leak in the cellar, because it's just a symptom and a sign of a twin flame process. No more than that, right? Nothing that's manifest is any more than what it is as a reflection of where your vibration's at. Twin flame process is a work in becoming one with your vibration, so much so that all the negativity is erased from your beingness, and what manifests through the vibration is positive, right? But your twin flame connection is where you're connected to this other person. What comes through into your physical domain is not just through your own vibration, it's through their vibration. So their negativity is also manifesting into your physical environment. And there's nothing you can do about that. That will be until the process is complete. So anything that's hanging around that your ego gets drawn to, that you don't like, that you don't want, when you get into that ego space, is because of the connection itself. So the only thing you can do is choose to ignore it, because it will only go when the connection is complete physically. So the physical manifestation of your twin is going to heal everything that manifests physically for good. End of, right? Basically. But what you can heal whilst you're in separation from the twin is everything inside of yourself that stands yourself in opposition to what is manifest in your physical environment at the moment that you're in. So it's just a detachment from everything that's in your environment that if you were in ego, you wouldn't like, basically. Because it's only when you're in ego you don't like things, right? But the ending of that ego is the bringing in of the twin as well. So of course the ego has to end first. So the ending of the dislike has to come first, right? That's what's the confusion that stops it coming in. Because it's always the people put the manifestation first, and then they put the creation secondary. So they're always focused on what they've got that they don't like, but the focus on that is stopping them from manifesting what they do like, because they're focused on what is already in the physical, not on the emotions and the mentality. You have to focus on the emotions and the mentality first, not what's in the physical. You heal what's in the physical through the focus on the emotions and the mentality, and those just being in the opposite of negativity, being in positivity in the emotions and the mentality. That's got to come first. You can't put the cart before the horse. All right, so that's what this moon is about. It's about positivity. Sagittarius is a really positive sign. It's fire. It's really strong. It represents the central sun. It represents a crown chakra. It represents enlightenment, higher understanding, wisdom, masculinity. And ultimately, the wisdom of the masculine occurs when you come into your wisdom, and your wisdom is around emotions, mentality, are only there to create vibrationally. So I've got to be happy, because everything starts with a happiness, a determination, a steely determination to be happy no matter what, to ignore what doesn't make you happy and focus on just being happy and creating more of that. And through that, you're bringing the manifestation of your twin flame into beingness. And, you know, somebody, I think a while ago said, you know, why are we waiting for this? You know, isn't it better to just get on with your life? Well, this twin flame process actually is your life. So, and it's not about waiting, it's about learning how to operate the law of attraction. So there ain't no waiting, there's learning. It's learning all along, right? And also, the reason it appears that people are waiting is because their process means that they only can go so far in working from the law of attraction, because they're sharing a vibration with somebody else. And what manifests into their physical environment will only completely change once that person has manifested into their physical environment. So of course there's a desire for that person to manifest, because the knowledge is, well, when that person manifests, all the shit is going to stop happening. All the leaks are going to stop, you know, because because I already know the law of attraction, how to work with it with my own vibration. But because I'm connected to somebody else's vibration, I keep being taken out of my point of attraction. So it's not completely and utterly locked down into point of attraction. So that's, you know, that's the only... So yeah, well, why do we appear to be waiting? Because of that. Because that person has to manifest before everything can be complete. So that's just what that's about. And that's just how it is. It's not a question of like turn away and get on with something else. Because if you're going through this, you can't get on with something else, because this is your life. So there isn't any other option. And believe me, I've tried it. And I know a lot of other people that have tried it as well, that are still in a location where, you know, they're going to be until this happens. So it's a twin flame lockdown. Everybody else's lockdowns are finished. Twin flames lockdowns are not finished until the final manifestation occurs that finishes it off. Anyway, that's it for the moon. But very likely this moon, I don't know, feels likely to me, but then it always feels likely to me because I know it's coming. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you all have a lovely moon. Details in the box below if anybody wants to get a session or a reading. Lots of love. Bye.